You're listening to today's inspirational message on the Proverbs with Kurt Bjorklund.
Have you ever seen one of the people that you heard making music when you were young, and then you saw a picture of them as they are in their older years? I think it would be fair to say that most rock stars, music stars, don't age very well. That's not a judgment about just anything other than the lifestyle, which notoriously includes some hard living, whether it's just traveling and eating poorly, or if it's maybe some partying, some things that maybe are in another way. But I know when I see pictures of artists from their prime to their older age, maybe with the exception of Bruce Springsteen, it's never a good look. And these are people who usually have money to do Botox and surgeries and do any kind of thing that they can do with their money. And Proverbs 16 is about the sovereignty of God in some ways. But there's a little verse tucked in here that points to aging well and the fact that we can choose to age well. Verse 31, gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life. And I have written in the margin of my Bible by this, sin doesn't age well. You know, ultimately all of us age, but not everyone ages well. Some people who age graciously have maybe just good genes or something like that. But what this proverb seems to indicate is that there is something that happens when we live righteously that allows gray hair, which is a sign of old age and respect, that the righteous way that we live actually leads to this. Proverbs 17:6 says, grandchildren are a crown of the aged, and the glory of children is their fathers. And what that means is living long enough and well enough to have children who glory in you and grandchildren around, crowning the later years of your life, really is aging well. So how can we age well? Well, the first answer that seems to be here is to invest in what matters most. Since gray hair stands as a symbol for aging well, what we know is that a righteous life is what leads to this. And what that means is that we invest in really what matters most, our relationship with God, and then the grandchildren piece is our key human relationships. Certainly you could add self-control to this, as it is in verse 32, whoever's slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit is better than one who takes a city. So practicing self-control is also part of this, just saying, I'm going to invest in what matters most. I think it also means that we avoid what ages poorly. If sin doesn't age well, then avoiding sin is actually part of aging well. Harry Ironside, who wrote a commentary on Proverbs, said, riotous living in youth generally means decrepitude in middle age and premature death. Temperance and righteousness tend to strength of body and length of days. And it's easy to think of sin as riotous living, but in Proverbs 16:32, where we're told again about the righteous lacking self-control, or anger, or being quick to blow up as something that lacks self-control. And there's few things that will devastate life like a lack of self-control, especially in the area of anger. A bad temper is often excused not on the ground of natural infirmity, but it is rather the evidence of unjudged pride or impatience. It's generally a sign of weakness when one allows himself to become angry and excited in the face of opposition. That's Matthew Henry. And so what helps us age well is investing in what matters most, avoiding what ages poorly, and then I'm just going to say again, trusting in the sovereignty of God, because verse 1 and verse 33 bracket this chapter, is simply saying, I don't have to fret about when my life ends, the quality of my life, because it's all something that God holds well. And when we try to fight the aging process by trying to be young in a way that's unnatural, it actually ages poorly. And so gray hair is a crown of glory. What I want to simply say today is embrace your age, embrace the wisdom and the glory that comes with maturing well through the years of your life, and you will age well.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.